you must have learned within this 2-3 days. I have seen in the timetable that you have done the PSOs, POs and COs and everything. So actually this session we could have done in the beforehand, but due to some other involvement in other courses, so I could not take this session. So today we are going to tell about the outcome based education. uh, you all must have learned about this term, right? Outcome based education, or OB, we can say. And whenever this NEP 2020 has come, so they are continuously they have told in the NEP document that the teachers have to turn to outcome based education. Why? Because the outcome based education says that it is a education system to change the or to restructure the curriculum or the evaluation or the teaching learning process in such way that the students get the maximum knowledge of it, and maximum not only the knowledge, they can get the skill of the whatever they are doing, so that we can say that when the students is coming out from an engineering college or a diploma or something architecture, so whatever as a teacher we think that after the engineering BTech or diploma or architecture or pharmacy or anything else, the students should be able to do this. And if we follow the outcome based education process, then only we can say the students have learned this. Otherwise, because in previously what was in our traditional, when we have done the engineering, right, what we have done, that okay, we have to get the 80%, we have to get the 90% to become a topper. So you come to the class and you read the topics and you mug up and this, and automatically you go to the examination hall, you write the theoretical topics, and after you write the theoretical topics, you will get the good marks. So the presentation in the theoretical concept, whether you have understood or not, whether you are able to do or not, whether you are able to do the practical or not, whether you are able to implement in the real world or not, this was immaterial. Only the theoretical concept we had to take. Of course, the practical exam, the institute, actually the departments used to take the practical exam and all, but that was not the basically the the evaluation of the knowledge of the students. So outcome says that what is the outcome, what should be the outcome of a student or of a course, that when the course will be completed, or the what the student should learn or students can do, right? Student is able to do, that is actually the outcome. So if I say, yes. So today we will say the concepts of OBE. We will learn about the OBE model as well as the implementation of OBE framework, right? As I have told that what are the deficiencies of traditional education, it provides the students with a learning environment or the ecosystem with little attention to whether our students ever understand the material or not. That was our condition, right? As a topper, we used to think that okay, we it is immaterial that whether we are understanding or not, but we have to mug up and we have to deliver in the exam, right? And the students are focused in the grades or the rankings or the CGPA, right? Nowadays the student's mind has changed. Whenever the student is doing any engineering or diploma or any other branches, so nowadays students think that okay, after the course, whenever the internship will come or whenever the interview will come, they are not bothered. No industry is bothered about your CGPA ranking. You may get CGPA 7.5 and above, but you may get the good internship or good job in the industry. And of course, the cutoff CGPA is required. So after the cutoff CGPA, the students' ability to do the practical thing, that actually matters nowadays. So it was previously, it was the CGPA driven, right? Lack of emphasis on soft skill. It was very, very, very needed. It is very much needed that the industries actually find that for example, that if we have got the 80%, 90%, right, in engineering or in diploma, it was found that whenever the industry used to take such type of students, they were demoralized seeing the soft skill of the student. Soft skill means communication skill, soft skill means attitude, soft skill means values, soft skill means ethics, soft skill means analytical capability, soft skill means the interpersonal skills. So everything matters. So in OBE, we have given, the government has given, in NEP also, the government has given the equal opportunity and the equal balancing, equal weight to everything. Not only the technical knowledge, the person should have the technical knowledge, person should have the good problem solving skills, person should have the good team work capabilities, person should have the good values, good ethics, good interpersonal skills, right? Everything should be there in the overall this in the student. So that's why from the first day onwards, nowadays the teaching process has been changed. If you have not changed, you have to change in that. Not only that you can come to the class and you are teaching, and then after that you are going back, and the students are coming to the laboratory. The one technician only is seeing the laboratory. Whatever they are doing or not, it is least bothered. No, that will not work. As a teacher, now you have to jump. This is the time has gone that teacher says that we will teach only the theoretical, we will not see the practical. Time is gone. If you as a teacher you think that, that means you are dead, you are stagnant. Nowadays it will not be the case. If as a professor, for example, at NITAR Chandigarh, I also passed in 1993, right? Nowadays we are also teaching IoT. I am also doing the practical with the Arduino programming. I am also teaching doing practical with the Raspberry Pi and the chip and all these things. I am also learning the that data science. I have also learned the machine learning model. I am also learning the Python programming, and I am doing the practical things with the students. So that time has gone that you as a teacher will do only the theoretical and the students will do the practical in the place of the in the presence of the technician. No, it will not work. So as a teacher also you have to learn the practical thing, so that you can teach your students that how those practical concepts will be applicable in the real time example, so that whenever the students will come out, they can find suitable curricula, that whatever curricula or the syllabus he has learned, he can connect with the real time problems, right? So that were the deficiencies in traditional education. That one example I can give you, that one person is telling that I taught Stripe is your that name of that doggy. So Stripe how to whistle. Now the other person is telling that I don't hear his whistles. What you have taught? Now the actual person is telling, I said I taught. I did not say that he learned it. That was the traditional approach. The teacher used to say in the class, the students, for example, there are 60 students, and if there are 10 students are not getting the concept, the teacher was not at all bothered. But now the government says no, it will not work. The 10 students whoever have left, you have to take some extra measure so that the other process or the some instructional delivery process you have to change. You can do the group discussion, you can do the role play model, you can do the some task activities, you can give the you can call them and teach them that whatever they have learned not learned. So all the 100% achievement should be done in the class. So that's why that we cannot leave those 10 students whatever before was there. So this was the example of the traditional process which we have to change. Now the why this OBE has come, because there are issues in higher education. Government has find some issues in higher education. Now you also as a teacher know that what is the issues in the higher education. Say fulfilling the requirement of the curricula, where the accountability towards the students, that means the teacher was not accountable towards students. I as a teacher, if I am not bothered that what my students are learning, what my students are getting, if they are capable of doing the practical or not, that means I am not a good teacher. If you cannot leave any single student, right? So you should be, as a teacher, you should be accountable towards the students. Satisfying needs of industry, that's a gap, because industry says that we are not satisfied with the students who are coming out of the academic organization. Academic organization says that industry is not coming in academic organization to tell us what they need. So the satisfying the need of the industry actually the cause of the unemployment. So that's why we have to fill the gaps. We all understand, but how to do it, that is the most actually problem. Maintaining the academic standards, unaccredited programs, yes. So here is the question that the government has done, that every institute has to do the NBA accreditation or the NAC accreditation, right? As an university you should have the NAC accreditation, or as an institute you should have all the programs are NBA accredited. Why? Because academic standard, maintaining the academic standard is very much required. If I am from, now also it is a concept that if the person is coming out from a private engineering college, oh, he has not done anything in private engineering college, nobody cares. But why? Because the government cannot get the result only from the government organization. Private sectors are a huge sector, right? So if we think that all the private organizations are also and the same standard as the government organization, then everything is done. So that's why the government has initiated the process of NBA or the NBA National Board of Accreditation, who is taking care of the accreditation of the programs of different institutes, because they want to maintain the same academic standard to all the students. Accountable to grant providing organizations, stakeholders, yes, of course. If I am a government organization, for example, IITs are not bothered because by name only they are benchmarked, right? So they are getting 500 crores. And we as a NITR Chandigarh, we are getting a simple amount of that because we are not a so much big institute, and we are getting only the 30 crores or 40 crores or the 50 crores, right? So the government says that if we want to give the grant, then you are accountable to this, right? That means each and every institute, the government institute, you must be thinking that only the government institute are getting grant from the ministry. No, that's not the case. If I am from the Ministry of Education, or I am from Ministry of Skill, or I am an organization under Ministry of Skill or the Ministry of Education, I am accountable. Mind it, each and every month Now we are giving output of our institute to the ministry, and after 3 months, quarterly progress report is going from this institute to the ministry, and after that only the grant is coming. So you can just think of it as a government organization also. It is not so easy to get the grant from ministry. So everyone is accountable to grant, grant providing, to take a grant from the ministry. And of course, after that, the accreditation problem is there, for which the outcome based education is required. That means why accreditation is required, and to get the accreditation, of course we have to go to the outcome based education. Otherwise we cannot get the accreditation, or we cannot enter the accreditation process. Am I right? So why outcome based education is needed, right? Now what it says, it focuses the student learning. Mind it, the definition has changed. First of all, in traditional education, the focus is on teachers teaching. Now the focus has been changed to student learning. Teacher is teaching, but learning of the students is important. What is the outcome after the course? That is much important. So first it says that using the learning outcome statements to make explicit what the student is expected to be able to know, understand and do. That you have already done. I suppose you have done the course outcomes, right? So in course outcomes, what we have done in a syllabus or in a topic or in a course, right? We give the outcome list, so that we know or we understand after that course the student should learn this. Then only we can say that yes, the outcome has been achieved, right? Providing the learning activities, of course, learning outcomes, only by writing the learning outcomes it will not fulfill. You have to make a ecosystem in the learning environment, right, so that students get the opportunity to do the activities. If you are telling that, okay, in digital electronics, for example, one subject is there, digital electronics, and you are telling that the outcome is the student should be able to design the synchronous counter, but you are not giving any practical example or the practical laboratory to know about the synchronous counter, then it is of no use. So depending on the learning outcomes or the course outcomes, you have to provide the learning activities or the situations that the students can learn. Assessing, that is also main thing, that one is your learning outcomes, another is you are giving the ecosystem learning environment that the students can learn, and third one is you are doing the assessments whether the attainment or the course outcome has been achieved or not. Now as I have told that why OBE, क्यों चाहिए हमें OBE? First of all, first one is your international recognition and the global employment opportunity. What is this point? Point is this, that we understand that when our student from IIT, they pass out from IIT, they can directly go to the outside or abroad or internationally any place, and they can be absorbed. But if a student is passing out from a private institution, from Indo Global College of Engineering and Technology that we have in Mohali, Abhipur, right? From there, if a student pass from the engineering, he will not be applicable to the internationally, he will not be accepted by the international organizations. Why? That's why the OBE has come. That's why the NBA has come. That if Indo Global College of Engineering can take the NBA accreditation of their own program, that is your CSE, maybe electrical, maybe architecture, maybe anything else. So the person, the student, whoever will pass out from that institute, he will be directly employable to the international organization. That was the first and foremost objective of getting the NBA accreditation. And you will be surprised that sometimes back, actually, the AICT has, as a good communication with Singapore University, because 3 or 4 persons from IIT, I suppose IIT Delhi or IIT Bombay. So some students, because IIT doesn't take that NBA accreditation, right? So those 4 or 5 students were not accepted by Singapore University, though they were from IIT. Now they have given a complaint, and the AICT has took that complaint, and there was a lot of discussion. Now ministry has said that whether you are in NIT or whether you are in IIT, you have to take the NBA accreditation. Now, nowadays, all the triple ITs, all the NITs, they are in the process of taking the NBA accreditation, because the question has come that if you do not have the NBA accreditation from the government of India, then your students will not be employable globally in the international organization without giving any specific exam. If they give some specific exam, their place or MS or something they have done, that is okay, but directly they will not be employable. So that was the first and foremost use of this, why we have introduced OB in India. More employable and innovative graduates, because we have given some program outcomes. How many program outcomes we have given? 12, 11
12.
or 12, yes. So 12 graduate attributes NBA has given, and you must have known, you must have understood that those 12 graduates, for example, in diploma, how many program graduates are there? For diploma, there are 7 POs are there, program outcomes, right? For engineering, there are 12. From MCA, there are 12. But the program outcomes are designed by NBA and they are fixed. For example, for diploma process, whatever that is important, that they have kept. For example, the practice is important, right? So application is important. So in that case, that is important. But for the MCA people, the first PO is what? For engineering, first PO, apply knowledge, right? You have to apply the knowledge, right? It may be maths, it may be science, it may be something, you have to apply. That is first PO in case of engineering. But in case of MCA, first PO is what? That is your computing knowledge, because depending on the degree, right, MCA degree, they are not for applying, they are for computing. So they have the first PO they have been given, that is your compute the knowledge, right? Like this, the NBA, the experts of NBA, they have designed the POs according to the degree or the program. Of course, soft skill is also included. You must have seen social responsibility also included. Teamwork is included. Professional ethics is included. Life skill is included, right? Better visibility and reputation of the technical institution, as I have told, that if your institution has taken the NBA accreditation, of course that will be the better visibility of the program, or NAC accreditation. Improving the commitment and involvement of all the stakeholders, enabling the graduate to excel in their profession and accomplish greater heights in their careers. Beforehand, it was not there. That means it was specifically for the a group of students who are doing, they are getting the excel. But some students were in the backbencher and they were not able to do it. But now when OB has come, we have to, as a teacher, we have to concentrate on each and every student. The preparing the graduates for the leadership positions, that is very much important. Nobody told me during my B or BTech or MTech how to increase the leadership qualities, right? For becoming a good leader, we have learned how. We have learned during our service. We have learned with the experience that for becoming a good leader, what type of qualities you should have. But nowadays POs that has been included, they are teaching the leadership quality also. And where we are teaching the students, we have to teach the students the leadership quality. Where? When we are giving the some debating, when we are giving the some group discussion, when we are giving some case study. So that time the students will work in a group, and as a leader you can just check that how the students are getting that or improving that leadership quality. Now that is also depend on a teacher, that if a group discussion is happening and if you are seeing that only one or two student is coming up, the other students are not coming up, change it, change the group. Because your attempt should be that who are the backbencher or who are not coming up, उनको वापस ले आना, उनको लीडरशिप क्वालिटी सिखाना, उनको टीम वर्क सिखाना, उनको एज ए डिबेटिंग उनको बात कराना, उनको कम्युनिकेशन स्किल बढ़ाना, दैट इज द एक्चुअली द जॉब ऑफ ए टीचर, राइट? Okay, now we are thinking that OB is beneficial for the students, right? Now what are the benefits of OB for faculty members? Faculty members are referred as a change of event agent in OB. So whenever the OB has come, that's why I am telling again and again, you are the changer, you are the game changer. आप लोग गेम को चेंज कर सकते हैं, यू आर द एजेंट, आप लोग कर सकते हैं, स्टूडेंट अपने आप नहीं कर सकते। जब तक आप जंप नहीं करेंगे कि मुझे सिखाना है या मुझे ये इस बच्चों को लायक बनाना है, तब तक बच्चा सीख नहीं पाएगा। सो द फैकल्टी मेंबर्स आर रेफर्ड टू एज द चेंज ऑफ एजेंट इन ओबी। टीचिंग विल बिकम ए फार मोर क्रिएटिव एंड इनोवेटिव करियर। अब टीचिंग लर्निंग प्रोसेस जो है वो हम लोग क्या कर सकते हैं, दैट इज एज ए टीचर what type of tools you can use, what type of instructional strategies you can use, right? Not only you are coming only one day and you are teaching with a PowerPoint presentation, then you are going back from the class. No, as a teacher you have to change the instructional strategies. For example, one day you are coming to give the presentation with the PPT, another day you are starting your presentation with a video, right? And after that you can discuss with from the video that you have seen in the video. For example, if I teach the neural network, I teach with a video of the brain. Then I start that in brain, can you just see the connection of the neurons? Can you see that one signal is coming from one neuron to other neuron? So these are known as your activation function. These are known as your signals. After that you come to your topic. So such type of, another day you can come and you can tell the participants or the students, okay, today we will do the group discussion. So you can make the team, and within one team you can give the questions. Now when you are in another new method you can do. For example, we can say in the pedagogical practices we say cubing, right? Cubing method is what? That one cube, you can make one cube, right? In the cube, each and every side, 6 sides, you can write the questions. Now you can just move the cube, and you can take one team. For example, 6 teams you have prepared. Now you can move the cube, and the question whichever will come to that team, and you can ask that, okay, this team will research about this question, and after 15 minutes you will, as a leader, any one group leader will give the answer. So one day you can do this. One day you can do the role play. Role play is what? That you will play as a student and the student will play as a teacher, right? Like this you can. Another day you can do the flipped classroom technique, so that you can tell them that, okay, whatever PPT I have to teach, I am giving you online, and you just read the PPT, and in the classroom we will only discuss the questions. So that is also another method. So there are so many methods are there, right? Project and all these things. So each and every day you have to check the innovative tool, that how your teaching method can be more creative. Faculty members will not feel the pressure that he will be the source of all knowledge. Yes, that is the main important thing, that as a faculty, you don't have to think that you know everything. No, it is not possible, because nowadays students have the hoard of knowledge. They can go to Google, they can search the Google, and they can see so many, so many concepts are there. By chance, if they ask you, don't have to say that I know everything. No, you can just say that I will check and I will tell in the next class, right? And you can just tell them, also you can tell them the web sources or the references, right? So that whatever topic you have taught, right, you can just give them that after the class, these are the extra resources. You can just go through it and you can just get your own knowledge. You can improve your own knowledge. You don't have to learn and know everything. Faculty members shape the thinking and vision of students toward the course. Yes, as I have told, that you are the change of agent. You are the game changer. So you can shape the thinking capability, critical thinking capability of the student or the vision of the students. Yes. So after this, this thing, that is whatever we have done with OB, and what we have understood, that what is OB and what we need OB. So the importance I have just formulated into four importance. One is your, that I have already told, setting shared expectation between students and instructors. Knowledge will be shared. Every time I learn maximum from my students, from my PhD students, I ask them, okay, any new tool you have seen? Okay, they tell, yes ma'am, these are the tools, and I ask them and I learn. You cannot say that you can do everything. So that will be the shared knowledge among the students and the instructors, right? If you take the student at your own level, right, then only the students will learn, right? Helping the students learn more effectively and track their progress, providing the clear direction of for educators when making instruction and the assessment decision. That means, that means you what it says, that in OB, you must have learned that how to formulate the question papers. Have you learned in this sessions, right? So first is your, you have to design the course outcome. Next point is your, that you have to give the students opportunity to get those outcomes. Learning activities, you have to give the opportunities. Third is your, that when you are assessing them, then you have to question also compared to those outcomes. For example, you are giving the outcome that to know the knowledge of, for example, this digital electronic principles, and when you are giving the questions, you are giving the questions from somewhere else. No, that will not work. The questions also should be in mapping with your course outcomes and your program outcomes, and then assessment also you will do like that. Outcomes are used on many scales, from developing curricula to the creating lessons. So there are four key questions in OB which are fulfilled by some points. First key question is there, what do we want our students should be able to do? That is our course outcome and program outcomes. So what our students will be able to do after the program, that is your program outcomes. How can our student achieve it? That is through course outcome, through curriculum. Curriculum in the sense courses, what you are designing. How will I know that whether the students achieved or not? That is your CO attainment. Number fourth is your, how can you close it? You cannot think that 1 year you have done the course outcome attainment and you are done. No, it is a continuous improvement process. Your course outcome attainment may be this time 80%, Next time you may give the target as 90%. For example, next time you have not got the 90%, but you have got the 85%. That times you can take your target attainment from 90% to 86%. Next year you may get the 87%. That time you can give again the target as your, for example, 88%. Like this, small improvement should be done with the course outcome or the OBE. And that was actually known as a continuous quality improvement, that is your CQI. Yes. So the OBE definition says that it is an educational delivery model, right? It is an educational delivery model that focuses on mapping, right? Mapping with what? Mapping with program outcome, course outcome, PEOs, PSOs, all these things. Measuring. How do you measure? With the help of the direct assessment or the indirect assessment. Direct assessment is your test. Indirect assessment is your something else. That is your assignment, your quizzes, your project, your seminars, all these things. And after that, excuse me, somebody has unmuted it. Please mute yourself. Please mute yourself. Thank you. So next is your achieving predetermined educational goals. That means, first of all, that I have told that whatever target you have kept, right, you have to achieve that target. If you have not achieved, no problem. Next time you target, you can keep it as less, and then you try to achieve that target. Next, you get the different target like this. So what is the educational delivery model that focuses on to this thing? Why? To help the students learn, develop, and nurture the skills. The skill and knowledge and attributes, SKA, that is the most important, not SKA, it is says KSA, that is your knowledge, skill, and attitude, right? So this KSA is very much important for the student in during this OBE period, right? Knowledge as well as skill as well as attitude. So we know what is the difference between the output and outcome. Can you just say, anyone, can you just say in any example that what is the difference between the output and outcome? One example, because theoretical I have written. Any example so that we can just understand the difference between the output and outcome. Yes, anyone from the remote center? You can unmute yourself and can tell. Can you give an example that what is a output and what do you mean by outcome?
Output is immediate. For input we get output, but in outcome we are actually
assessing the performance after a certain period.
And we focus on improvement also in case of outcome.
Okay, so it is right, of course. If you can give any example.
Just like a graduate comes out of the college, so after 3 or 4 years, what he will be able to do, that will be my outcome.
That is my program educational objective. Program, there are 3 terms, I will come. Program educational objectives, another is your program outcome, another is your course outcome. That may be, yes. The output is your result. You have given the question and the student has written some answers. That is your output of the student. But whether it has achieved the actual desired output or not, that is actually the outcome. Yes, definitely. So yes, anyone?
Yes, madam. Output is if we are taking a project as one assignment, then
Hmm.
output can be a project activity or project report, something like
Yes.
that. Then outcome is the improvement in the student.
Yes, improvement in the student, or as a teacher we have to feel.
Benefits what students got.
Yes, students have got that knowledge or not. As a teacher, you must have given some target that after the project, the student should know this thing. So the
Yes.
students will see after outcome is your output is your student has done the project. Outcome is your whatever you have decided beforehand, that you have to check that whether the students have achieved or not. Right?
Yes. Correct
Right.
visit.
Similarly, one example I want to give, for example, in a business system, right? So if we design a product, so that is my output. If we design a product, that is my output. But with that product, what is the goal of my business? My goal of business is your to get the profit. So if I get the profit from that product, that is my outcome, right? So the one is your output, another is your desired response, already we have achieved or not, that is your outcome. So this is the difference between the outcome and the output. Now OBE says that there are three types of OBE, right? And it is the combination of these three. One is your traditional OBE, another is your transitional OBE, another is your transformational OBE. Traditional OBE is what the students know from this curricula, right? That is your traditional OBE. You are writing a syllabus, and from the syllabus you are giving that this outcomes, the students has achieved that outcome, this is all. Transitional OB, that how he is being, you know, knowledge about the, or we are giving the knowledge to them, to the students, about the problem based learning, about the project learning, about the teamwork, about the group discussion, about the, you know, some other things, right? So that is actually the transitional OB. Transformational OB is your how the student is being transformed. Transformation is not only with the knowledge or skill, the transformation is with the help of the values, attitude, ethics. So if we want to transform the student, we have to give them some education about their values, about their ethics, about their, you know, attitude, about their how communication skill, about their soft skill, how they can do the self learning, that is what we call the life skill, or life learning. So that is actually all these three methods coming together, that is actually the OBE. Now in your program outcomes also, all these things have been captured. Syllabus also captured, knowledge, skill, modern tools, and all these things. After that, they have captured the engineer and the society, that how as an engineer he can be useful to the society or the community. And then we have given the you know, sustainable development and the program professional ethics, life skill management, and all these things. So everything comes to OBE. So as I have told that when we do the assessment, though there is a paradigm shift from the teacher centric to learner centric. Previously it was the teacher centric, what teacher knows. Now the centric is what the learner should learn, right? So in OB we have learned that what our students have become and able to demonstrate, that is the most important. Previously it was that what our education, what our teacher wants to teach, so that was our this thing. But now the students have become also more smarter, and they want that what we want you should teach, right? And that time actually the traditional teaching was most important, now learning is most important. How do you keep you know, select the learning? By the demonstration, by the skills, by competencies, by the, you know, some project demonstration and all these things. So First of all, in traditional, it was teaching and learning as the end, but now as the means to an end. There is a term, those term is very much important. First of all, TLA as the end, at the end of the course, we were thinking that what the students know through the help of the questions. Now it is a continuing process. Each and every day you can do the assessment of the students, that whether the learning outcomes or the learning objectives is getting obtained or not. First of all, that was the practice determines the outcomes. Now outcomes inform the practice, right? First of all, you do the outcomes, you write the outcomes, and depending on that, you give the practice task. Previously, what was there? One laboratory was there, for example, digital electronics or computer network laboratory. फटाफट हम लोग लिख लेते थे as a teacher what we know. So that way we have to we used to write number 1 practical, number 2 practical, number 3 practical, like this. Whether the students are actually achieving the computer network, what they have to know, whether they are achieving or not, that was the immaterial. Now, first of all, we say that, okay, in the laboratory, in computer science or computer network, what as a teacher, what they should learn, as a student, what they should learn. They should learn about the different types of computer network. They should learn about the routing protocols. They should learn how to set up in a server, right? Or all these, server management. They should learn about how to, give the roles to the network. They should learn about the fault and analysis of the, network. So after that, you give the practical assignment. The teacher sees the syllabus as rigid. Here, the learning programs are seen as guides. Teachers are responsible for learning, and motivation depends on the personality of the teacher. Learners take the responsibility for their own learning and are motivated by feedback and affirmation of their worth. This is also another point. Nowadays, the internet has come. So as a teacher, if you are not keeping yourself to the same level as what the nowadays development, then you are dead. Because students are getting much more knowledge through YouTube, through Google, through Coursera, through Udemy. From everywhere they are getting much more knowledge, right? So you have to also see all those videos, and you have to, as a teacher, you have to keep yourself updated and motivated. Then only you will be remembered by the student as a good teacher. So this is the model of OBE. So we know that if we are from management side, then only you will know this, that this is actually PDCA cycle. It is known as your PDCA. P for plan, D for do, C for check, and A for act. This is known as your PDCA. That is very common model in management, right? So in OBE also, we refer to this PDCA model. So what is planning? Planning is basically what I have written in the left-hand side. That is your outcomes. You write the mission. First of all, vision. Next is your mission. Next is your PEOs. Next is your PLOs. PLOs is basically the POs only. Next is your CLO, and that is your COs. In NAC, we say CLO and PLO. In NBA, we say PO and CO. So that is actually the planning. Next is your do. How will you do? With the help of the teaching and learning process. How? That is your course syllabus. That is your pedagogies. That is your art and science of your teaching, way of teaching. Learning process, how the students are learning, and the assessment. That is your doing. Next is your checking. With what? With the help of the assessment. With the course assessment, course outcome assessment, program outcome assessment, or the university, whatever achievement or the outcomes you have kept. So that is your university assessment. Next is your act. After the assessment, you act accordingly. What is the act? That is you have to take the action for the next year. That is how you improve, How will you improve the attainment of learning outcomes? How will you improve the attainment of program outcomes? If in some program outcomes you are getting the less value or the less percentage, then how you can increase that? How will you improve that? With the help of some remedial class, with the help of some seminars, with the help of some extra classes from expert, with the help of some industry. So this is actually PDCA cycle, and this is known as your OBE model. Right? So there are two constructive alignment, what we have come to the conclusion, that is your one statement that defines what a student should know or be able to do it, and next is your that what are the takeaways from the program, what he is taking away from this your program, right? That is your two things are very much important. First of all, target, and next is your what he is taking away. So as I have told, these are some levels of outcomes. You must have done this, right? Can you tell me that what do you mean by PEOs? Have you done that? PEOs? PEOs you have done? Okay. So what do you mean by PEOs? Anybody else? Let me ask from the, the remote centers. You have already done PEOs. Can you just tell me that what is PEOs? Yes.
What a learner has been able to achieve or accumulate after certain years passing out of the institute.
Yes.
The education that we
Yes,
provide.
very right. Program educational objective is your after 3 to 4 years or 5 years, how we see that what the student should be able to do. The student should be able to do, for example, the person is from civil engineering. So in my view, after 4 to 5 years, the student who are graduated from this college, I think that he will be able to do the architect, he will be able to design a architecture of a building. He will be able to design the structural assignment. He will be able to take the structural assignment. Next, you can think that okay, after 4 to 5 years, I think that my student can go to international level for do the higher education, right? And another thing I can think that okay, my student after doing the graduation and after 4 to 5 years after getting the experience, they can do something for the society. So that is also one of the program educational objective, right? And after that, you can just have come, that is your program outcomes that I have told. Program specific outcome, what is the difference between the program outcome and program specific outcome?
Program specific outcome is sort of a top up on the program outcome. Whatever gaps have been left in program outcome, they will be fulfilled with PSOs.
That actually not only gap, I'm just telling you that program outcomes are constant. These are fixed. You cannot change. You cannot change a single word in it, right? For example, first one is your apply knowledge. Whatever it has written, right? You cannot change the statement. In PSO, for example, you are defining the BTech or MTech or something in computer science, in data science, or computer science engineering specialized in data science and machine learning, right? Or AI. So you can write the 3 to 4 program specific outcomes corresponding to your own program, that how you think that the person should be, the student should be able to learn, or students should be able to work or implement all the machine learning models, right? The student should be able to analyze the big data from anywhere else. So these are the specific program outcomes. So that is your program specific outcomes. Very good. And next is your course outcomes. Per course, if we design the course, that is your this. So I have just defined some program educational objectives. I don't know that you have done or not, because I have not seen specifically that program educational objectives in some sessions on your timetable. That's why I have taken only the program educational objectives. For example, what do you mean by program educational objectives? That is, we know that, for example, after 4 to 5 years, I think 30% of my student will be employed in India. 20% will go to outside India. Or 15% will work in the government sector. Next, 10% will work in the defense sector. 5% will work in the academic sector. So such type of percentage, if you write it, that is actually your program educational objective. And it will not come just like this. You are thinking, okay, let me give this 20%. Okay, let me give this 30%. No, it has proper, model for this, that how you can achieve the program educational objectives. So as I have told, program educational objective that will be consistent with the mission. Now the mapping, actually, when we do the mapping, first of all, what we do, we write the vision of the institute. Next we write, no, vision of the institute ke baad, no, mission of the institute. That means how to achieve that vision, right? We write the mission of the institute. After that, it comes the vision of the department, right, which will be aligned to the vision of the institute. Next, it will come the mission of the department, that to achieve that vision of the department, what are the process you will do. You will run undergraduate courses, you will run a postgraduate courses, you will run the PhD programs, you will do some research activities, or you will do some societal or the community activities. So these are some mission that for which you will get that vision of this thing. To get the mission, right, first of all, we need that actually you have the vision of the institute, after that mission of the institute, after that vision of the department, mission of the department, then actually the program educational objectives. So with the program educational objective, basically it will map with the mission of the institute only, because your mission of the department is basically, it is aligned with the mission of the institute. So program educational objective will be that how we can see that after the program, what is my program? BTech. This is my program. What is my program? Architecture, B-Arch. This is my program. What is my program? Diploma. So this is my program. Program is not that diploma in CSE. Program is not that BTech in CSE. No. Program educational objectives means whole program. Right? So the program educational objectives will be mapped with the mission of the institute. After that, it comes to the department, and after the mission of the department, you attach the program outcomes of your own program. That times it comes BTech in CSE or BTech in electronics. That is your program outcome. In BTech in electronics, what are the subjects? And those subjects will come to the course outcome. Right? So the program educational objectives are consistent with the mission of the institution. They will be mapped with the mission of the institution and the needs of the program's various constituencies. There must be documented and effective process. What should be the process? That involving the program constituencies for the periodic review and revision of this program educational objectives. So this is the process. This is the process. What is the process? That is your objectives of OBE reflected in PEO. First of all, what is our outcome? That OBE, objectives, kya hai? Uske baad, those objectives are reflected in PEOs. How? With this 5 parameter. With the preparation, with the core competencies, with the breadth, with the professionalism, with the learning environment. You can just see in the right hand side, whatever description I have given, that exactly comes with your map to with your program outcome. Successful in technical professions, right? Apply knowledge and modern tools, already have given. Subject knowledge. Then is your analyze. You have the PO3 or PO4. That is your analyze, right? Analyze, design, create products, solutions. After that, ethical attitude, effective communication skills, teamwork, and then leadership and lifelong learning. Can you just see it? So these 5 parameters we have to look in PEOs. So PEOs, not only like that, that if you write the two statements in PEOs, that my student will be, I see that my student will be, you know, that they will go to civil structural engineering, and they will go to the civil, you know, architectural engineering, just two PEOs. No, PEOs should include your ethical attitude. PO should include your leadership. That means you have to give that you think that in POs, I will show you some examples, that your student will go for further higher education. Your student should do something for your society. So all these things will be involved in POs also, right? 3 to 5 POs that will reflect, I have told, preparation, core competencies, breadth, professionalism, leadership, and lifelong. After the social and environmental issues also it will see. And finally, it will be the mapping. What is the mapping? As I have told, mission of the institute, POs, POs and POs, and the POs and curricula, that is your COs. As I have told that you cannot within one day, this is already you have seen this PPTs. No? Okay. So, for example, as I have told, this is not the, yes, you have done this? Anything you want to say? Call कर रहे हैं? अच्छा, कॉल करना है. Sure. So for example, that how to evolve, as I have told, that within a single day or the single hour, you know, you cannot design your program educational objectives. So you have to take the consultation with stakeholder. Who are the stakeholder? Your industry, your students, your faculty, your alumni, your management, parents, parents of the students, all are the stakeholders. So you have to take the consultation of those stakeholders. Alumni record, you have to see that where they are now. You cannot say that you all your alumni are working in a private organization and you are keeping the POs that, okay, my 20% will go to abroad. No, you cannot, like you cannot prepare like this, right? You have to take the factual data, and then you have to prepare the program educational objectives. And after program educational objectives, program outcomes. Just 1 minute, please. मैं क्लास में हूँ. हाँ, बताओ कुछ इम्पोर्टेंट कुछ है? हाँ, अच्छा, मैं क्लास लेने के बाद मैं फोन करती हूँ आपको. हाफ एन आवर. Right? So they are this way we evolve the PEOs. So that I have already told. This is also done. Faculty, students, and institute mission, vision, department mission, vision. Then we say we do the brainstorming, we summarize, then we say that whether it is satisfactory or not. Then if it is yes, then we publish the PEOs. Otherwise, again, we do this data and all, and this way we can finalize our PEOs. This is the examples. So for example, this is a PEO example of an aeronautical engineering. So how they have written, you just see. PEO1, our graduates will have successful professional careers in industry, government, academia, and military as innovative engineers. Can you just see? They are not writing to impart the knowledge, right? To impart the knowledge in aeronautical engineering, this is not PEOs. आपने तो impart कर दिया, that is actually POs. But impart करने के बाद, after 3 to 5 years, what your graduates will do? They will do good work in industry, in organization, in government, all these things. Next, as I have told, that will be successful in solving the engineering problems. That is your subject knowledge in the life cycle of aircraft system. Next, we can see the life skill or some other achievement to learn and advance their careers through activities such as participation in professional organization or higher education. Next, they can serve the society locally and internationally. So all the points should cover in the PEOs, right? It can be 3 to 4 PEOs. Similarly, electrical engineering also I have written the successful professional engineering practice or advanced engineering degrees, technical proficiency in engineering fundamentals. Similarly, communication, collaboration, time work, then also, of course, the leadership and the service like this. Similarly, telecom engineering, civil engineering, as I have told. Now, somebody has written like this. PU1, many times when we go to different institute, we see such type of program educational objectives to impart the fundamental knowledge, to impart the communication skills, to develop the art of engaging in self-study and demonstrate. Do you think so? This is the program educational objectives? No. These are all the such type of program outcomes. Then it is not a good program outcome because you have to write in a good way. So this is not program educational objective. To provide the knowledge is not a purpose of program educational objective. What they will do, that is the program educational objective, right? So OB implementation, how will you implement? Implement OB starts with a clear statement on what knowledge, skills, and attitudes the graduate engineer will be able to demonstrate. Program outcomes and course outcomes are related with the vision, mission, PO statements, and graduate attributes as stated in Washington Accord. There are 2-3 Accord. I suppose you have learnt about it. Dublin Accord, Sydney Accord, or Washington Accord, right? In engineering, we generally, in NBA, we have done the Washington Accord. Similarly, designing the appropriate outcome-based curricula, then planning the teaching learning process, and then the assessment. So these are the 5 implementation process that how OB can be implemented. First is your, you have to curricular design, then teaching learning process, then all these outcomes design, and finally you have to assess. So this is the outcome-based framework, as I have told, that how it will be done. The university, state government, AICT, NBA, and all the factors will be done. Then engineering graduates with different definite abilities. Afterwards this, and finally the placement in higher education, or POs also it will go input, and finally we can get the good students with the full attainment of the outcome. This already I have told. And this is also one portion of OBE, that is your how to design the OBC, that is your outcome-based curricula. So to design the outcome-based curricula, so you have to, first of all, you have to restructure your curricula. That is the main point. So how can you restructure? You have to keep your vision and mission of the institution and department. You have to keep in front, that is your graduate attributes or the program outcomes that have designed by the NBA, or some stakeholders feedback you have to take, right? And you have to decide with the departmental advisory board, that is your DAB, we say. Then after that, you frame the draft curricula. Again, you check that whether define the course outcomes and all. You check whether your curricula is okay or not. You do the course outcome mapping. You take the feedback. And finally, after doing 2-3 times, after doing that, you approve your curricula and syllabus from the BOS. And finally, it is published. And last slide is this is your closing the loop everywhere, every step. When you are designing the course outcome, that is also the closing the loop. First of all, course outcome, then you do the assessment from the student that, okay, we have designed this course outcome. Can you think of it? आप alumni को बुला लो, students को बुला लो, और आप employers को बुलाओ, इंडस्ट्री को बुलाओ कि ये कोर्स आउटकम हमने डिजाइन किया. डू यू फाइंड दिस इज राइट? इफ इट इज नॉट राइट, कैन इट बी इम्प्रूव्ड? आपने 1 साल कर लिया, 1 साल करने के बाद आपको कुछ नजर आया कि समथिंग इज रॉन्ग. सो आफ्टर दैट अगेन यू सिट टुगेदर and then again you do the CQI. And after that, similar case is your program outcomes, similar case is your program educational objectives. Every time there is a scope of improvement. Program educational objective generally we do for 3 to 4 years, it should be fixed. ऐसा नहीं है कि 1 month after only you are changing the program educational objectives. When you are creating the program educational objectives, that is the main process that you have to follow. After that, the program outcomes as it is fixed by NBA, you cannot do anything. So program specific outcomes you can change, and the course outcome you can change. Year by year, you can check it and you can improve your course outcome. So this is all about for today's session. After that, I suppose you have done the Bloom taxonomy and all, right? So I will not cover that. So already I have seen that course outcomes and the Bloom taxonomy you have done. So this is all about from me. And any questions from anybody else?